sometimes life is really magical. I think most of the time life is really magical. I just gotta stop and recognize it and notice it. I am driving. I haven't made a video since the last time that I took my van to the shop, which was about a week ago, a little over a week ago. I took my van into the shop because the original plan or the thought was it felt like my van was going to die. I've been living in this van for going on 3 years. I've owned this van for about 5 years. I just feel it in my bones when this van wants to just die, when something wants to go out. A lot of the stuff on this van, not all of it, but a lot of it is the original parts that it came with. Like from 1991 when this car was made. So every so often I get that feeling where I'm like, this car is gonna die. It's hiccuping, it's passing out, it's falling asleep, and then I'm like, I feel like it's just gonna die. So I took my van in to 𝘬𝗏𝗏 like a little over a week ago for that, because I was trying to take preventative measures. I was trying to give it life before it died. And they were like, well, there's nothing we can do. We don't know. If it's not dead, we don't know. Those gentlemen over at 𝘬𝗏𝗏 can learn something. But they gave me a new fan clutch instead. So I got a brand new fan clutch, and the van wasn't overheating, which was really good. For like a week, it was not overheating at all, right? But it did not sound like it was running well. In fact, it sounded like it was definitely gonna die, like still gonna die. And it sounded worse than it did when I took it into 𝘬𝗏𝗏. But it's not overheating, right? So the videos that I put in the beginning of this video, today is fucking, I don't even know. Today's Tuesday, May 14th, 2024. It's like 2:15, 2:30 in the afternoon. Monday. I have the day off today and I have the day off yesterday. On my way to go roller skating in the morning. It was like 8 o'clock in the morning yesterday. What do you think happened? My van dies. I was actually driving. I was about 2 miles away. I was about 2 miles away from the skate park at 8 o'clock in the morning when I'm going like 35 miles an hour, maybe 40, when it just shuts off. It died. The check engine light popped on. Then my brakes went out. My wheel went out. Luckily, I drive in the slow person lane anyway because I drag ass in this van. So I was already pulled over kind of to the far right. I just felt it die, and instantly I put my signal on. Like my survival instincts just straight kicked on. And I like just moved over to the right of the road into the turning lane. Turned onto, like I could barely turn. It took everything I could because my fan is dead. I don't have brakes, I don't have a wheel. My check engine light is on, and I was luckily going slightly downhill. So I had a little bit of momentum to help me turn. And ever so slightly, like I just pulled up as far as I could go into like, it was like a 2-lane traffic, not the safest place to drive. And then I turned off my car. Cool, my van's dead. I called the tow company. They said they're gonna be about 2 hours, hour and a half is what it ended up being. They said they're gonna be about an hour and a half, 2 hours. And so I'm like, cool. So I called the auto shop, let them know I'm coming. It's a different auto shop, one that my very good dear friend recommended to me. The same friend that actually helped me fix my leaks in my van, and she knows all about cars. She highly recommended these people. Oh, I don't think they're gonna let me over. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for letting me over. I like these mirrors. I got new mirrors, and I don't have to like look behind me now to get over. I can just like look over what the mirrors are intended for. was winging it a lot. Like the first couple years, I was literally just doing what I needed to do to survive in this van. So I got 2 hours. I'm waiting for the tow truck. I let the auto shop know that I'm coming. What do? I go in the back and I pack a fresh bowl, right? I pack a fresh bowl and I just take it to the head. I'm like, I'm gonna be here for 2 hours. I have my hazards on. My hazards are still working. My van's just not starting. It's like 8:30 now. Around 8:35, 8:38. The people whose house I'm parked in front of, apparently the lady was there, and you know, makes sense. Some strange van is just like pulled over in front of your house. She called her husband from work to come home to investigate, which again makes sense. He seems like a fine man, you know. He said, "Oh, I'm sorry. You know, I told him what was going on. My van's dead. I'm waiting for a tow. It's gonna be like an hour and a half, 2 hours." He said, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I had my window down. It was just like right outside my van, but he smelled my weed that I just hit. It was a fresh bowl that I just hit. He was all hunky-dory until he smelled my weed, right? Then he's like, "You better spray something, because I can smell that dope." It's like an old Southern man, old Christian man, Southern. You better spray something, because I can smell that dope. And the cops roll around here. He was like warning me and stuff. He went from warning me to like going into his house, apparently telling his wife that I smell like pot, or that I'm smoking pot. I wasn't smoking pot when I was talking to him. I had just finished smoking pot. There's a difference. So she calls the cops. He runs outside like Yosemite Sam. What in tarnation? You better get. I'm like, I can't get. My van is dead. I just told you that. It's like, well, the cops are coming. I can't make. This is just like a funny Monday morning for me. It's like 9 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, oh God. That's the last thing I need is to any kind of interaction with the law, right? I'm technically not breaking any laws. I'm broken down. I have my hazards on. I'm just not in a safe spot. And I just so happen to smell like freshly smoked weed. Big fucking deal. I'm not a criminal. Well, in Forsyth County, it's crazy fucking illegal. So, luckily, my friend who recommended me to the auto shop called and told me that she was actually going to come and keep me company. So she was actually right around the corner, right when he came and gave me this warning. So she saw my van, she just pulled up, I just like dropped my weed into her car, and she just like drove off. Straight G status, okay? OG status. That's what friends are for. So now I'm just sitting here, and I didn't even need to do that, because the cop came and he was just like really just trying to help me out. He was just trying to provide a service. He was like, "Hey, put your car in neutral and I'll like escort you down." He like escorted me down, didn't even ask my name. He's like, "I just want you to be parked in a safer spot." So he escorted me down while I'm parked in neutral, and it's downhill. I have no brakes, no wheel. And he's like on the intercom, he's like, "Turn left here." Very helpful officer. Didn't even ask me my name, bothered to even like think about anything. Those people who called the cops were just paranoid. I don't know. People in their subconscious beliefs. So I got escorted down the hill from the cop. I'm taking way long on this video. I'm just trying to sum it up. This is all still like Monday morning. And then the tow truck came, towed me to the new place, to the auto place, which just so happened to be about a mile down the street from where I broke down. I was like 2 miles away from the skate park when I broke down. And the auto shop is actually like 1 mile away from the skate park. So it actually all worked out. While my van was being worked on, yesterday and today, I just skated down the street with my dog to the skate park to like pass the time. I don't know which way you're going, buddy. Is this a way? Are you, I mean, like, there's a right of way. Thank you. Just going straight through a parking lot. Ugh. I gotta fix those. Anyway, long story short, my van is back on the road. Turns out I needed new spark plugs. I haven't had a tune-up ever since I've owned the van, and he said it's supposed to be done every 30,000 miles. And I have definitely not done that. So I got new spark plugs, and I got a new ignition coil and a new ignition distributor or something like that. Basically, my entire ignition system was replaced. Brand spanking new, okay? I'm cruising down the street. I'm getting better gas mileage. I can feel myself getting better gas mileage. I'm not like I'm still dragging ass because it's a big van, but I'm not like dragging along. Whole new ignition system is what I got. And the investment, I'm not gonna call it the damage that's done, but it's an investment because I plan to drive this van until they just stop making replacement parts for it forever. Because it's getting harder and harder to find parts within a necessary time, like a good time and a good price. So I really gotta like know people. Luckily I do know some car people out here, but it's gonna get more expensive and more down the line. The more the original things start to break down, like my engine. I just want to get a whole new engine. I looked up, it costs like 13 grand or something for a whole new fucking engine for this car. At least that was one price that I quoted. But I spent, walking out the door, $1,387.50. So to me that was great. They started it yesterday, but then they realized that I needed new the entire system redone, the spark plugs, and so they pulled my van out of the bay and like let me sleep in my van while it was like parked in like this auto yard thing. So that was cool. I like woke up pretty fucking early and just went to the skate park, and then they just started working on my van. I'm grateful that I had enough money to cover it just all right now, you know. I've basically had no life these last few months. I've basically just been keeping myself low-key and from spending money anyway, almost as if I was planning for my car to just die. I just know this van. I know, I'm like, you need money, you need love, okay? And I'm grateful. I'm really happy that I was able to not be broken down for 28 days like last year, just waiting to afford it off of my Waffle House salary. So yeah, where's my fucking paper? There we go. We got it. Great people over at Two Brothers Auto Care in Alpharetta, Georgia. Towed in, no start. Technician found that there is no spark. The ignition coil is suspected. RR ignition coil and restart. Upon replacement of the ignition coil, we now have spark. However, the ignition distributor is faulty. The spark plugs and ignition wires also require replacement in order that the ignition system functions as designed. These components must be replaced. And I like that this was like basically a real deal kind of auto shop. He was more concerned about maintaining the car like the proper way than just fixing whatever problem you have just so you can get it running. You know, he didn't want to half-ass the job. He didn't want to just get my car running. He wanted to make sure that it's going to be running well and for a long period of time. So I got an ignition coil, ignition distributor, ignition cable set, spark plug resistor. $1,387.59 out the door. I think it was a wise investment. I'm really happy. Right now, I'm waiting outside of this steakhouse because I earned a fucking steak dinner and a drink. It's been really, really nice actually, being halfway homeless again and not having to worry about if things are going to work out or not. I just know that things were going to work out. I just needed to be patient. I just needed to, basically have no life these past few months so that I can afford it. He said that I should definitely get on top of my oil leaks, which I will do. That'll be my next big thing, but I don't want to anchor myself. I know there's a lot of stuff I got to work on this car, so yeah, I'm just grateful that I was able to take care of it in a timely manner. And still got half the day. It's like almost 3 o'clock, and I'm gonna get me some lunch, dinner, run over to take a shower, and just chill. I go to work tomorrow. So that's it. Thanks for watching.